Two bombshells have shaken Pittsburgh and put fans on high alert. On one side, Broderick Jones faces the season that could define whether he becomes Aaron Rodgers' trusted protector or just another unfulfilled promise. On the other, a straight-shooting comment from Brett Favra reignites hope in the 41-year-old quarterback, promising one last dance. The pressure is huge, the doubts are many, and the clock is already ticking. If you're a big fan, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a single update. Let's get to the video. Steelers fans are living in the weirdest timeline. A 41-year-old Aaron Rodgers shows up for what he says is the last ride, the expectations swing like a pendulum, and the whole thing might come down to whether Broderick Jones finally turns the corner. Protect 12 or watch the whole plan wobble. Jones is the hinge. As a rookie, he flashed the tools. You could see the juice. But 2024 was choppy. The feet weren't always tied to the hands. The leverage drifted, the timing slipped, and the consistency just never stuck. Early camp whispers this summer haven't exactly been soothing, but panicking in August is how you end up looking silly in November. The kid's in year 3 and he knows the assignment. Asked what changed, Jones pointed to the two things tackles live and die by: quicker feet, faster hands, and a sharper head. Less drifting on the kick slide, more violent fits on contact, and better processing before the snap, so he isn't late on the counter. He didn't give a TED talk about it, but the message was clear: tighten the footwork, speed up the punch, clean up the mental. If that clicks, Rodgers gets to play point guard from the pocket instead of dodgeball in the backfield. This has always been about the details for Jones. The athleticism was never the issue. It's the boring stuff: pad level, landmarks, timing the strike, that turns a gifted prospect into a Sunday problem for edge rushers. Pittsburgh traded up in 2023, thinking they were grabbing a franchise bookend. 2 seasons later, the conversation's a little different. Some folks are already throwing around the bust word, which is wild early, but fair to say the runway isn't infinite. Make or break isn't just a cliche here, it's the neighborhood he's living in. And there's a clock on the decision. When this season ends, the Steelers have to figure out that 5th-year option. If 2025 is a step back, it's hard to imagine them locking in. If it's a leap, they'll sprint to the paperwork. That's the stakes. The good news? He's finally back where he belongs. With a healthy Troy Fautanu holding down the right side, Jones returns to his natural home at left tackle after 2 years of being the team-first guy out of position. No excuses, no "yeah, but." Just line up on the blind side, set the depth, and win your reps. Both tackles are first-rounders, both will wear the pressure, and both have the season sitting squarely on their shoulders. And if Jones is already under pressure, the statement that just came out from a legendary icon about Rodgers might change the mood in Pittsburgh. Brett Favra kept it simple when TMZ Sports asked about Aaron Rodgers' future. He can still play. 4 words, straight from the guy who once handed him the keys in Green Bay, and he didn't hedge it either. Favra says Rodgers still has the potential to lead a team to the Super Bowl. Now, does that optimism still carry weight at 41 after a rocky Jets chapter and an Achilles tear? Pittsburgh's about to find out. Rodgers signed a 1-year deal to take one last swing with the Steelers, and he's already hinted this season is probably the curtain call. If the body cooperates, Favra thinks the wins will follow. Pittsburgh just needs number 8 upright, synced with his new receivers, and dealing from the pocket instead of playing hero ball every snap. And look, it's not like Rodgers forgot how to sling it. The resume still pops off the page. Best career passer rating in NFL history and a share of the lowest interception rate ever among qualified QBs. Translation: when he throws it, it usually goes where it's supposed to and not to the other guys. If that efficiency shows up in black and gold, Favre's belief won't sound nostalgic. It'll sound obvious. Bottom line, the vibes in Pittsburgh are mixed because the stakes are massive. If Rodgers channels even a little of that late career magic Favra referenced, the Steelers are live. If the injuries or timing issues linger, it's a different story. For now, the Hall of Famers take is the headline, and it lands like a challenge as camp ramps up. He can still play. Now prove it on Sundays. If Jones clicks and Rodgers really can still play, as Favra said, the Steelers have a real shot. But if either one fails, the dream could end quickly. Subscribe and follow every step of this decisive season.